Okay, so now we're going to start talking about applications of involving radian measures of an angle. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is arc length. So what is arc length? Arc length is the length of the arc around a circle. So you could say it's a part of their circumference, right? The measure of the circumference of a circle. Okay, so the circumference of a circle is just the distance around the circle, right? And so we know that the circumference of a circle is given by the formula C equals 2 pi r, right? So in this case, we know that the circumference C is just the arc length that goes all the way around the circle. So that's circumference. So, but really in most cases, what is it? The arc length S is the segment of the circumference that is partitioned or that is intersected by this central angle, let's say theta. Okay, so that's what the arc length is. So it's this segment of, or the length of that segment of the circle, okay, that is cut off by the radii that's made by this central angle. So, if we know that this is 2 pi r is the total circumference of the circle, right? And we want to take a fraction of that circumference, right? So we want to know what fraction of the circumference is S. So what we get is S is going to be a fraction of the circumference based on what fraction of the total 365 degrees, or in this case we're going to talk about 2 pi, right? What fraction of the total circle is taken up by this piece of the circle? Okay, so what fraction does that make up? Well, the fraction is going to be whatever the central angle is divided by the total revolution, right? One revolution. Well, what is that? That's going to be 2 pi radians, right? So we're going to take the measure of the central angle and we want to know what fraction of the total circle is that. And then that fraction of the total circle is the fraction of the circumference we're going to take. So this is going to be the formula for arc length, but notice that 2 pi and 2 pi cancel, so we end up getting theta times r, which is the formula. So the formula for finding the arc length when you're talking about radians is pi times r. Okay. So now, let's do an example. It says find the length of the arc of on a circle of radius 3.00 inches, for which the central angle theta equals pi over 6. Okay, so in this case here, we're saying the radius is what? 3.00 inches. So we're saying that r is equal to 3.00 in this case. So r is equal to 3.00. Theta is, what is it, pi over 6? Is that what they said? Yes, pi over 6. And they want to know what the arc length is, what the length of the arc of the circle is. So in this case here, S equals theta times r. which is equal to pi over 6 times the radius, which is 3. And so in this case here, the length of the arc is pi over 2 radians. And that's the answer. Have a great day.